Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello people, my name is Bagus Witri Prasetiyo. I'm from class ABL 3B night class. Okay. Today I will show you how to write an email formal and informal. The format of formal email in English. The first is introduction. The opening of a formal email often requires the sender to introduce themselves. It contrasts informal emails are sent to someone you know and the introduction is not needed. The second is body of the text. The body of formal email typically elaborates on the purpose on the email. Elaboration may not be needed in informal email, although the body contains detailed information. So it is important to write clearly and consistently in formal email. And the third is closing. Have you end a formal email is equally important, since the email closing is the last thing your recipient looks at. Your email closing can leave a lasting impression. Okay. Next slide is a formal email by me. Okay. So this formal email that I made. Well, I will explain how to make a formal email as good as I made it. Okay. First, introduction. Include introduction. Okay. Depending on the type of relationship you have with the person you are writing. There are different ways of starting an email, but any email should always starting with a greeting. In our specific case, being format, the most appreciated option are this. As you can see, this is Miss Witri is greeting. After greeting, you need introduction sentence that indicate clearly the reason for writing, and this is consistent with the subject of the email. Introduce yourself briefly, and then follow up on with like this. Following your request, I have recently sent you our new catalog. Okay. Or following your request. After that is body of the text. Body of the text, there are no conventional formulas for writing the body the text because this varies according to function what you need communicate. Okay. Based on the type message you are sending, there are various ways to write, such as is like I have recently sent you our catalog. Okay, I'm so until this, and thank you for attention, and please do not hesitate to contact me. Many various. Okay, and finally is closing. The most common, wide but effective and to end in email are you are sincerely. Okay, but you can anything else like best regard atau or and but you can use anything else like best regards or king regards and regards. And next slide is informal email. Okay, you see there is very visible difference between a formal email and informal email. Okay, I will tell you this why this can be a informal email. Namely, first there is no subject. Okay, no subject in here, and no subject is clear in this email. And secondly, there's the wrong of use punctuation mark. Okay, this is thank you for this is no punctuation that here in here. And the third is the use of sentence that are not polite and nice. And the last one uses an abbreviation. Uses abbreviation like this. By the way, BTW, BDW. This is abbreviation. Okay, in formal email cannot use abbreviation. Okay, so the conclusion for me, if you want to send a formal message via email to people, you should pay attention to its structure, language, and way of writing, because formal email has its own standard to be a good and correct to be a formal email. Okay, okay, thank you. How to write cover letter with CV. Of course, we will make it good and correct way. So, before I present you how to write a good and correct cover letter, I will briefly explain a cover letter. So, a cover letter is cover letter that you address to people or organization that open job application with the aim of introducing yourself to an organization or company. So, this cover letter to show interest in a particular company or job. Draw attention to your cover letter and motivate recruiters to interview you. Okay, I think that's enough about this brief cover letter explanation. Okay, I will presentation about how to write cover letter with CV. Okay, on this slide, what to include in your cover letter. Okay, first is introduction. That is most carefully written to grab the hiring manager's attention and explain why you do want the job. The second is body of paragraph. At least two paragraphs detailing your relevant education, skills, work experience, and suitable for the job. And finally, conclusion. Emphasize ending the reiterate your strengths and ask the hiring manager to contact you. Okay. So this cover letter writing guide will teach you how to write each of the sections step by step, with examples showing as you what to say. Okay, next slide is the purpose of a cover letter. Okay, so before making a good cover letter, is good for you to know the purpose of the cover letter that we make. Okay, first is introduce yourself. Introduce yourself without lying because every company or organization what you want to you know honestly so they can find a suitable position for you in the company. The second is mention job you are kind of a job you are applying for looking for. So what it means in this sentence is to state the job or type work you want to apply. Okay. The third is so your skills and experience match the skill and experience needed to do the job. So your skill and experience and the job position you want to job apply for. Okay. Four is encourage the reader to read your cover letter. So we also have to have good interesting with writing skills. So that's the company will read your cover letter until it run out because of the interest it want you convey. Fifth is finish with a call to action. For example, like asking for interview or meeting, this call to action is sign that you are the applicant. And in here there is also you thank you for attention to the reader. Okay. Next slide is okay. So this is a professional cover letter that I made. Well, I will explain how to make a cover letter as good I made it. Step 1. Put your contact details at the employer in the header. So put your contact details at the top of your cover letter like this. Okay, you should type your first and last name, your email address, and your phone number and your address, and anything else about you. Okay, under your contact details, you should type today's date, the first and the last name, the person you're writing, the company address, the company phone number, and the hiring manager or company email address. Step 2 is address the hiring manager by the name. Is opening solution. Make a great first impression by addressing your cover letter to real person using their name. Okay, so like this, Bagus Witri. Okay, and into paragraph, job seeker analysis of how to start the covering letter is one is job position, what to your applicant is, and two company name, and three intention to apply. Okay. Step 3, how the hiring manager with a strong introduction. Okay, is a job seeker to in their cover letter, but actually quite simple. A successful cover letter introduction must include is like a position you need. Okay. Step 4 is prove that you are the perfect candidate for the job. Is body of paragraph. Be bold, don't brag. A strong cover letter convey confidence if you are not able to provide evidence you claim. So this is like this, yeah. Aim for excellence and high level or standards. This is what must you writing, okay? And be honestly and don't implies, okay? Be honest, writing like about you, real about you, okay? Okay, step 5 is close your cover letter with a request to interview. Closing paragraph like thank you, thanks the hire manager for reviewing your resume or cover letter. Constantly summarize why you will be a good hire. And another else. Oh, okay. And closing solution is and step 6 sign off white a professional closing solution is signs of your cover letter like this. Sincerely, Bagus Witri, Prasetiyo, and signs. Okay. Okay. Thank you for this is video and watching it until the end. The conclusion for me is to make a cover letter as honestly as possible according to yourself. Don't lie and focus on the target